What is up, Flesh and Blood community? Sin here, and back again today with another lore breakdown. Earlier in the week, we got Icelander's Journey, Journey into the Forgotten, which was the very first piece of lore released for the Uprising set, which is due out June 24th. June 24th is when Uprising releases, and I was up at one of my local card shops talking to the gentleman that runs our events, and while I was up there, he mentioned to me, "Hey, the next piece of the lore dropped," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I went home, made dinner, and here I am now, ready to talk to you guys and read through this for the first time right here on YouTube, and we're going to break down a little bit of what's going on in the story. I know we're getting some kind of product overview here in a couple hours, New Zealand time. I think it's 11 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time, which I think is like 7 p.m. our time. So in the next hour or so, that should be coming out. I will have a video out on that. That probably will be scheduled to drop tomorrow, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays Eastern Time is when I play in my local events. So without further ado, we're going to read through In Flames. Okay, so right off the rip, and we saw this earlier in the week in the the little thumbnail for the upcoming scheduled releases that LSS posts several days before they come out to kind of build hype. This looks like the Throne of Volkor, and as we know, Icelander is currently in Volkor and hiding in Volkor. We don't know why she's there. She was led there by some kind of by the Icekin, some kind of like drawing force within her, told her that she was needed in Volkor. So here we are. We know that Shiyana, the shapeshifter, is currently in Volkor. We don't know what purpose she plays. I know we all thought that she may be from Solana, so maybe she's one of these allies from Morlock Hill. I don't know. I haven't read this yet, so we'll dive in and, kind of go from there. All right, here we go. I will gain my audience with the Emperor of Volkor. Though my attempts thus far have been met with near fatal disappointment, I now hold the key to our alliance in the palm of my hand. A secret passageway leads from the Chamber of the Dragon into the bowels of Mount Volkor. Hidden in those molten depths is the Emperor's private residence, a sanctum secure against the sleights and schemes of his lessers. Assassination has become virulent among the Drakai, this arcane nobility. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So we now have confirmation that the Drakai is the title of the royal family of Volkor, the Emperor's family. They are the nobility of Volkor. They were the ones of the ancestral bloodline that allows them to use the magic and the ether that courses through Mount Volkor. So we now have confirmation that the term Drakai, in the sense of flesh and blood, means the nobility of Volkor, making Kano confirmed a noble of Volkor. Okay, we have that. That's great. That's kind of being established here. So yeah, assassination has become virulent among these Drakai, this arcane nobility. The ruling houses fight fire with fire as they struggle for dominance over this already fractured land. I had expected Volkor's politics to be heated. I did not expect to see the Drakai melted into a puddle of scorched fat in her own chambers. Okay. So one of the nobles was clearly assassinated. So that's probably stirring the ongoing turmoil of Volkor. They care for nothing but their arrogant ambitions. Yet without allies, the Demonastery's hordes will consume our blessed Solana, and Volkor will be next. The Emperor must see that. So, there. Okay. So this is Shiyana, and she is requesting an audience with the Emperor, because from the Morlock Hill lore with Bolton and Dorinthia, Solana has sent, or the Grand Magistrate of Solana has sent emissaries to the far reaches of Wraith to try and gather forces and allies for an upcoming battle against the Arathiel and the forces of the Demonastery. We're building towards an imminent all-out war. Shiyana is apparently the representative of Solana sent to Volcor to try and bring Volcor into this alliance. I don't think that's going to go well. I will strike a deal with this land's most powerful wizard. Yet, should my entreaty fail, should the flames of selfish desire engulf me, know this: there is a new power in Volcor. This power comes not from arcane rites. It comes not from sword and shield. It comes from the farms and fairways, the kitchens and quarries. It rises from the humbled salt of this land's downtrodden earth. First I heard the cries of anger. Soon enough there were screams of pain. The street became a battlefield. Soldiers formed an armored wall around a hollering general. Halberds thrust outward at the swarming foe. The attackers bore knives and cleavers, sledgehammers and picks. Common people with uncommon ferocity. I watched until corpses covered the cobblestones, and the general hung by his neck from a butcher's hook. I love how detailed this is, okay? I love how detailed this is. This is showing that the common people of Volcor, the common folk of Volcor are the ones that are part of this uprising against the Drakai, the arcane nobility. We kind of have a confirmation of what this turmoil is within Volcor, and it's a citizens uprising, which is the name of the set. So you can kind of make an inference that that's where this was going. However, it seems to be like the Drakai are losing. Like, it really does. Like, here, common people with uncommon ferocity. I watched until corpses covered the cobblestones, and the general hung by his neck from a butcher's hook. That's brutal. That, just the image that invokes is good job, LSS. You really know how to, like, hit you in the gut with, like, detail. That's insane. That is brutal. And even the card art here, brand with Cinderclaw. Oh my gosh, look at that. Like, just the art. I can't tell if this is these look like generals, because this could probably be some kind of scale mail. So this is a common person. They're being branded with Cinderclaw. So I'm not sure what Cinderclaw is, but it's some, it's interesting. It can be interesting to find out. Should this be my mortal missive, I ask that you not look to the Emperor nor the Drakai, nor to the petty tyrants that command the armies and condemn their kin. Look to the people. I love this. I love this art here. Dude's got a Volkai flag, and he's just like this person is just driving this flag through this soldier, through the soldier's chest, and there's just this blast of fire behind them. Like, the art is insane here. And at the bottom of this, you have another common person just fighting up against a member of the Volkai military. Like, look at this. This is insane. And this was the art's called Breaking Point. My observations have companions by the score, smaller and quieter, but no less disruptive. As the wizard plays with fire, there is an inferno being kindled beneath their feet. Look to the new power, the ascending power. Look at that. Oh, I saw this art pop up on Twitter, and I instantly freaked out, because I'm pretty sure, I don't want to say for definite, but I'm pretty sure this means we're getting based off of the previews from yesterday, where we got our first Draconic card. I think this confirms that this new power may be that Draconic power, or maybe it's an old power coming forward into, finally reappearing. But man, like, this is very clearly a Draconic ninja. I think this set we will see our first Draconic hero, and I think the first Draconic hero will be a ninja. So it will be a Draconic ninja, and that might mean that Draconic is a talent. But we don't know yet. That might be something different. But this is called Rise from the Ashes. And this piece of art is just breathtaking. Like, I want this on a playmat. I really do. I'm not much of a ninja player, but if this is where it ends up going, I'm all in on ninja, because this just looks sick. Look to the Uprising. And here we are. Here's your set art. Welcome to the Uprising. The common folk of Volcor rising against the nobility. And this is just perfect. Just perfect. I mean, look, like, you have all the common people heading towards, like, just this building, and we saw the preview of this as well. And that is our set logo, guys. This is Uprising. We're here. I very much, like, there's not a whole lot to take away from this piece of lore specifically, other than there's some kind of new power. Other than Shiyana is an ally, is one of the allies of Solana that was sent by the Grand Magistrate of Solana to go to Volcor to try and recruit the Emperor and the Drakai and their armies into this kind of ongoing conflict against Irathiel and the Demonastery. Now, with that, Shiyana shows up, and she's kind of like noticing, hey, you know, Volcor's kind of got its own issues going on right now. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I kind of hope we get another lore piece, because this doesn't necessarily tie into Icelander's current story. Although this was a really good short form lore piece. It showed off some new art that we'll probably see pop up in the set. We're going to see, you know, different attack, like different, we know we're getting Draconic something, and I'm just very excited to see where it goes. I just wanted to, you know, get up here, do a quick little breakdown. There's some kind of new power festering within Volcor. Now, this power might just be the common people. It may honestly just be the common folk that are just rebelling. That might be, you know, the metaphor you know, how she's describing this power being the people of Volcor rising up against the Drakai, which is this ancient, you know, bloodline of nobles that are all like attuned with the ether of Mount Volcor. And I love where this is going, that these arcane nobles have been, you know, oppressing the people of Volcor for centuries, and the people are finally fighting back and rising up against it. Shiyana does mention in here that something about the most powerful wizard in the land. We obviously know that's Kano. I will strike a deal with this land's most powerful wizard. We know that's Kano, and we know that's Kano because Kano is the Drakai of Ether. Now, if we're going to use the term interchangeably here, Drakai, king, or, you know, noble. So Kano is a wizard who is the Drakai, or king of Ether. And Ether is what allows the arcane, the folks that can, you know, kind of bend arcane to their will in the Flesh and Blood universe out loud. So, you know, he's the king of the Ether. He understands it better than anybody else. He is the most powerful wizard. Shiyana is going to try and make a deal with him. How will that go? We're probably going to have to find out. But that's kind of just breaking this down and kind of making sense of where the story's at right now. I have a feeling over the next couple sets of Flesh and Blood outside of Uprising, we're going to be following the different emissaries around Wraith. So after this set, it could be Metrics, where they go, you know, to the mechanologist city, and we could, you know, catch up with Dash perhaps. It could be, you know, it could be the pits. We might be trying to get some kind of like underground, you know, like rebel action going on. It could be even the Savage Lands. They could try to rope in the brutes, or, you know, the orcs that Rhinar and Kaio are a part of. Or it could be Mysteria, and we could be going to, you know, almost a feudal Japan type of like area. But I don't know if they would do that back to back with Volcor, because Volcor also kind of gives that same like vibe. Though I would say Volcor is more like of a Chinese dynasty type of theme. But once again, we're in a fantasy land. We're in a fantasy world here with Flesh and Blood, so we can kind of mesh those elements together. And when you do, sometimes really cool stuff comes out of them. very much like where this is going. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe. We're almost to 600 subscribers here on the channel, and if we can hit 1,000 by the time Uprising comes out, that would be badass. That'd be awesome, guys. I want to thank LSS for doing these lore pieces, because these are awesome, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in to just kind of hear my take on the lore and the story of Flesh and Blood, and kind of checking out every new video that I've been putting out over the past couple days. Thank you all so much. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when we go over the product overview portion of this kind of release. Catch y'all later, and have fun. Bye.